You are now watching the No Cell Roundtable. Here are your hosts, Joe Monroe and Chris Sack.
Oh man, what a wonderful Friday.
Yeah.
What a wonderful Friday. Or should I say Fry yeet? Oh wait, that don't
Yeet.
work. No,
I'll let it slide
don't
this
work.
time.
Okay. Sorry about that. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whatever you identify. Okay. Thanks, CZ. All right. But we'll go ahead. We'll get things started. I hope everybody's doing good today. Nice to see everybody. As you know, my name is Joe Monroe. And as with me, as always, my co-host for the No Cell Roundtable, the Wizard, CZ. And things are going to be a little different tonight, CZ.
Yeah, I'm excited to try new things. I love it.
Yeah. Tonight, we are going to have you, the fans, call in. Once I get the link thingamabob figured out here, we are going to have you click that link, come in. We're going to talk wrestling together. But CZ, what's tonight's topics? What we got going on tonight?
Well, I know we're going to talk about the soon-to-be Hall of Famer. We're going to hop aboard the Lex Express, talk about Lex Luger, talk a little 2K, and let's just kind of talk about whatever comes up. I mean, we got a lot going on in the world of wrestling this week.
Dear Lord, do we ever? And folks, we're going to get the link up in the description here in just a moment. But just in case you all who are watching right now want to call in, it's going to be right here in the comments section. So if you want to call in, have a good time with us. That sounds very wrong. But if you want to call in, talk wrestling, talk shop, go ahead and click that link. We'll go ahead and talk. But let's go ahead and get things started, man. You know, let's talk about the Lex Express. I'm surprised you don't have the Lex Express background behind you today.
Well, I can fix that.
Oh, Lord. Shouldn't have opened my mouth. Shouldn't have opened my mouth. You know, there we go. The Lexi Expressi. The Flexi
Trying to
Lexi.
share on socials, but my phone doesn't want to work, so I'm going to put that away. I'll share it later.
I'll share on socials right now. Go ahead and give us a little rundown about old Flexi Lexi there.
Well, he has been a world champion in WCW, a one-time horseman at one point. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but he was the first to defeat Hollywood Hogan and take the belt off of him, short-lived as it was.
I can't remember if he was the first or not. I think it was.
I think so. And then Goldberg was a little later. My brain's not working, but that's usually the case. So let's not pull punches there.
Yeah, you had Goldberg, then you had old Stinger beat Hogan there for a moment. God, why are we talking about Hogan? Bear's not on here. I can't bug him with that.
But no, he was, you know, you say, why are we talking about Hogan? He was WWF's replacement for Hulk Hogan, or he was groomed to be the replacement when Hogan left with the whole Lex Express gimmick. Of course, I'll never forget his time as the narcissist Lex Luger.
Yep, in WWF.
Even though that's very, very much want to forget about that time.
Right.
No, what stands out to me the most, though, was the first Monday Nitro. Everybody thought he was still contracted with the WWF at the time, and here he comes walking into Nitro with the frilly white shirt on, and what's going on? He's a Raw guy. He's a WWE guy.
You know what that shirt reminds me of? You ever watch Seinfeld?
Yes.
You're going to be the first pirate.
I don't want to be a pirate.
But that's exactly every time I go back and watch that's that scene from Seinfeld automatically pops in my head. I'm like, oh, good night, Irene. Lex, why?
Yeah, he had an incredible time in wrestling. There were some dark stuff with Luger, but I don't know that we should talk about that.
Yeah, let's. You know the rule. We're here to talk about great stuff, not the bad stuff.
Exactly.
Uh, so we're that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on that. You know, multiple time world champion, multiple time United States heavyweight champion. Was the one that first body slammed Yokozuna.
Yes.
You know, thanks to the Lex Express. Had his own bus. I mean, come on. Before Randy Orton and DX made it cool, Lex had his first.
Right.
And
before Cody had his bus.
Before Cody had the American vodka bus, which American vodka, you never thought you'd have in the same sentence there. But yeah, man, like I think this is a long time coming for Lex. A lot of people, you know, believe it or not, there is some people that are like, well, you know, what happened in a certain situation. I'm like, yeah, we get it. But I mean, I don't want to sound rude while saying this. I mean, that kind of thing does happen. I hate saying it like that, but.
And I know based on watching his interviews, how heartbroken he is right. for that situation. He is very remorseful, and I think this is a well-deserved honor. I mean, we've talked about my partner in crime's opinion of the Hall of Fame. Maybe we'll hear about that again later, but
oh no.
No, I think this is a well-deserved honor, and I think this is a good class to put him in, going in with the likes of Triple H and the Natural Disasters.
Mm-hmm. Not Demolition, though.
Unfortunately, no.
You know, CZ, you're probably not going to be my co-host anymore after I say this. I'm just not that big of a Demolition fan.
I'll forgive you for that.
Don't get me wrong. I appreciate what they've done in the sport. I'm just not that. I'm not that big of a fan.
Okay, so if you tell me that you're not a fan of DIY as well, then I'm leaving.
Oh no, I love DIY.
Okay, we're cool then. We're good. We're all good.
I absolutely love DIY.
I do too. Johnny Gargano is one of my low-key favorites of all time. I think he was fantastic in NXT, but that's neither here nor there. We can talk about him and Ciampa another time.
Yeah, we'll talk about DIY because we can go pretty well into that story, yes. Especially in the independent scene. But yeah, man, like Lex, I honestly think Lex Luger, this should have been done 10, 15 years ago in my mind. Yes. That's my thinking.
No, and I think you're right. I think this is a good honor. It's well deserved, and it's past time. It's time that they got him in.
Oh, absolutely.
And what I love the most right now about him going in is seeing his work with Diamond Dallas Page.
Yes.
And how he's working to get back in better shape and be able to walk again. I think that's amazing. Yeah. And I can't wait to see where that goes.
Because if you're a wrestling fan, especially in the late 80s into the 2000s, Lex Luger was all over the place.
Right. For sure.
Not Lex Luthor, Lex Luger.
Well, he was all over the place too, but that's a different story.
Yeah. This Lex had hair.
Yes. Nice set of hair. Nice head of hair too.
You know, like Lex, he had different renditions. You know, he had, regular Florida Lex Luger when he was just in for a little bit, had the beard. Honestly, he should have kept the beard. Should have kept scruff. That's just my opinion.
I agree. I think he looked good that way. But in his time during the Lex Express era. Oh, sorry.
And he went up to the WWF, became the narcissist. Then the Lex Express.
Sorry, my internet is a bit choppy, Joe. I don't know if you can hear me.
He had already mentioned he wants Stinger to his Hall section.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I hope he does. I know that's kind of taboo with
Same.
Sting retiring from AEW and quite frankly how Sting was treated when he was in the WWE. But I hope that they allow that to happen. That's who should induct him, in my opinion.
Well, I kind of freaked out the other day because I was looking online on Facebook, and they had Sting's WrestleMania match with Triple H. I'm like, oh, don't tease me like that. don't tease me like that. But yeah, man, it's going pretty good. It actually looks like we got our very first caller of the night. Let's go ahead, Mr. Producer. See who we got. Hey, Rusty.
Rusty,
What's up, fellas?
how you doing, man?
Not much.
Doing
Man.
well. Enjoying this blonde bashing in Spain right now.
Are you watching
anyway,
SmackDown?
So let me ask. Yeah. So let me ask. Do you think Luger was handed his opportunities because of his looks and his, besides his lack of charisma and entertainment?
It's a great question. I mean, I think that played a big factor into it. Because
Yeah.
I mean, his physique, his look, he was what wrestlers were supposed to look like according to certain people who are high up in the business. Not going to mention any names, but he had that look. He may not have had the best skills on the mic or be the most charismatic person, but he. I think I can see that. I think his look definitely played a factor into things.
Because all the times that I've watched, I've never really seen him talk.
He did a bit during the Lex Express era, but it wasn't great.
Yeah, that Lex Express area is like he's running for office and stuff like that, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Taking a tour
But
bus
yeah,
across America.
Yeah, and then it just seemed like he didn't talk a whole lot, even though when he made that debut in WCW at that mall, and he just got shoved in the background when he was with the NWO.
Yeah, and that's really too bad. I mean, he kind of got pushed aside with that NWO storyline, but at the same time, when it evolved a little bit, and I know a lot of people don't like the NWO split, but when the Wolfpack came in, he joined the Wolfpack and was prominent there. I agree. I think that was a really good move for him to be part of the Wolfpack, honestly.
Yeah, so I just want to get y'all's opinion on his lack of charisma and entertainment, and why he got pushes just because of his look.
He wasn't a bad worker either.
No.
A lot of people, I think, kind of overlook that. They just see him as muscle, but I think Luger was a very good worker. If you go back and watch some of his stuff, he was a very good worker, especially for a guy his size. But I have to agree with you. His promos was like watching paint dry. Sorry, Lex.
No offense, man.
And I know he's older and frail now, but there's a TV show I used to watch called Hardcore Pawn out of Detroit, and he walked into that pawn shop to sell his ring robe for like $1,000. I mean, I think if he would have worked, he could have got a little bit more for it, but he just sold to the pawn shop for like $1,000.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So I mean, why does he do that?
Well, you go into a dark place like that because at that time he was in a dark place, and you do stuff you regret. I mean, look at Hall, look at Jake.
I just watched that documentary last night. Second time I've seen it, but it had been years.
So I just found out that the Hall of Fame is going to be at the hotel like an hour after SmackDown's over.
Yeah.
Do you think, with him working with DDP, do you think he's going to come out in the wheelchair, or is he going to try to walk out to the podium?
I would like to see him walk out.
Yes, I agree.
If he can, but if he can't, that's understandable.
Oh yeah, very understandable.
I think it really depends on the progress he makes with Paige over the next month or so.
Yeah.
I think he was able to stand up out of his wheelchair, but I don't think he walked yet.
Well,
No.
he can walk with a walker. They're getting him with that so far. So, but also this is the guy whose doctor said he'll never stand up again, and he's standing up
Yeah.
just fine. So
So
hopefully DDP can work magic like he has with Jake and what he did with Scott Hall.
Mhm.
And
hey, Abdul the Butcher walked.
Yep.
With DDP.
that is true.
So
Speaking of which,
hopefully he can
Abdullah
walk.
the show. Hey, Abby. Hey, Abdullah.
So all right, fellas, I just want to get your opinion about that, about his looks and his charisma, and that's where he gets a bad rap. I think he was just there because of his looks.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, Rusty, we appreciate you calling in, brother. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thanks,
No
Rusty.
problem,
Good
buddy.
seeing you.
Thank you, Rusty.
Good seeing you too, buddy. See ya.
Hey, brother. You know, he brought up a good point. You know, Lex, well, a lot of those guys back then, because Vince McMahon likes big, sweaty men. But that's I'm sorry. But shout out to Cultaholic for that song. But that was the look back in the day.
Yeah.
Especially from the late 80s to early 90s. That was it. It wasn't for your promo skills. It wasn't for your wrestling ability. It wasn't that part of entertainment yet. It's just American Gladiators. Think
Right.
of it. If that's the case, how come Terry Crews wasn't a wrestler?
That's a great question.
I know he did a stint, like something with WCW when he was in American Gladiators, but I think he would have made a great wrestler.
I think so too.
He would have been R-Truth before R-Truth.
Oh, big time. Yeah, he would have been hilarious. But he also would have been a bit. I think I could see him being great in the ring.
Oh yeah, he already had the look, the height, and everything. If he could have got ring work done, I still think he probably could go with as old as he is.
Probably.
But
I mean, he's in great shape still, even to this day.
yeah, but you know, we're getting off subject here. I just thought about that. I'm like, well, you know, Terry Crews was in American Gladiators. That's my ADHD brain connecting the dots there. But you know, Lex, I think all in all, Lex Luger 100% deserves it. I don't care what the trolls in the comments section say. Shut up and enjoy professional wrestling. Lex deserves it. The dishes are done, man. Move on.
Yes. I mean, he has such a historic career. Even if he wasn't, you know, the best of the best, he was up there. He was really up there.
Absolutely, he was up there. He's still up there, I think.
Yeah.
How many people can actually look at you dead in the eye and say, hey, I was a horseman?
Very few.
And one in the original Horseman, too.
Yeah. That's a big thing there. That's a big deal.
Because I think he just replaced, who was it? Was it Tully he replaced?
I'd have to look. I think that sounds right.
Either Tully or Barry. I can't remember.
I don't either.
Wow, any other
Top of
time
my
I can
head.
remember this.
But no, that's it, just to be a horseman in general. If you're asked to be a horseman, that means you are the elite.
Well, hang on. With that in mind, would we still consider Sting a horseman?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Let us know in the comments or whenever you call in. Should Sting be considered a horseman? Well, we'll take a look into that. I mean, they consider Jarrett a horseman. I mean, I can make that argument.
I'm not even going to comment on that. I mean, I got no issues with Jeff Jarrett, but yeah, I'm not going to comment on that.
Made a good story for the Ric Flair's last match.
There's the next episode. Should Jeff Jarrett be considered a horseman?
Oh, good Lord. Or who should have been considered a horseman?
Right.
Oh, man. you know, I want to shift gears for a moment here. There is an event happening tomorrow night that me and the Professor Bear is going to be a part of. It's called the Caverna Super Show. This is going to be number 25. 25 years they have had this. Longest running promotion Ultimate Championship Wrestling. You know, Terry England, great friend of mine. He fortunate enough he's get a table. Coco Beware's going to be there. They're going to do their Legacy Hall of Fame there. And I'm proud to announce on behalf of the Professional Wrestling Legacy Hall of Fame, I'm not going to announce one, but 2 new members of the Hall of Fame tomorrow night. Who's it going to be? I don't know. You got to be there to find out. So be on the lookout. A lot of things are happening tomorrow night. CZ, what do you got in your neck of the woods, independent-wise?
Not much this weekend, honestly. There's a couple of shows. One's a little smaller, one's a little bigger. What I'm looking forward to is a company that Nick and I have worked with quite a bit called Absolute Pro Wrestling. It's a couple weeks out. So it's the 29th, I believe, if I'm doing my math right. They're having a show in Waterloo. They put on such an amazing product, and we are going to be doing another live pre-show before their show. I love when they give us the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, that sounds amazing, dude. I hope you guys have a great time, and I know you guys are going to kill it.
Appreciate that.
Speaking of killing it, good segue here. Let's talk about 2K for a moment. Oh, man. WWE 2K25. How can we say? Herb Simmons. Hey, Herb, how you doing, buddy? Good evening. Nice to see you, sir. If you feel like calling in and talk about wrestling, go ahead and give us a call, and we will talk shop with you.
Absolutely.
But let's get into WWE 2K for a moment. This officially released today.
Mm-hmm.
The pre-order was last week, which, of course, you know, me being a nerd, I went ahead and got it. Got the Bloodline edition. So I'm like, yeah, I spent that much. I going to see comment sections. You spent that much on that? What's wrong with you? I'm a wrestling fan. Sue me. But you know, there's not been much hate with it.
It's actually pretty solid. I want to let you know, Joe, I'm hearing some weather sirens outside. We are expecting some bad weather, so if I duck out real quick, just so you know, that's why. Okay. Well, safety first. Remember that. We're supposed to get bad weather about 3 o'clock in the morning here. So if you have to, stay safe. Yes, please stay safe. Get you sheltered. This is secondary. But continue watching if you can. Yes, please. Yeah. Knowing our luck, CZ would be flying around like the Wicked Witch of the West in the house. It's all good, Joe. The Wi-Fi just got stronger. Oh, man. No, you're good. You're good. Man, I know everybody here, there's a big weather system coming around from the Midwest. So for all those getting caught by that, please be careful. And if you're actually going to be traveling tomorrow, please be careful too. Please stay safe. I like going to independent wrestling shows as much as the next guy. If you are out there on the road, stay safe. And yeah, just be safe out there. If you see a cow and then the exact same cow pass by twice, just stop where you're at, please. Right. Y'all good, CZ? Yeah, I'm just trying to get a guest on. Okay. All good. But yeah, it's been pretty solid. There's not been a lot of people are whining about my faction, but I will say the World's Tour that you take, it's kind of like what did I say it was like? Oh man, Towers. It's kind of like Towers. Yes. But you are able to actually unlock some cool stuff like RVD 97. I've been posting photos of it. Yes, I know. I've been posting photos of in-game stuff. Leave me alone. It's been pretty fun. But that's how you're able to get him. That's how you're able to get CM Punk 10. I have not worked on that. I might work on that tonight. I don't know. But you're able to get a lot of cool stuff unlocked. That's what makes it worth it. The card collecting stuff, that's the only thing I have a problem with, that people are going to spend that much money on buying cards. Let me tell you a trick to that for those who are new to my faction and want to get Persona cards unlocked. Save your VC, go to the card shop and buy the individual cards.
There you go.
That's a good idea. I'll be honest. I love 2K. I love 25 from what I've played, but I haven't had as much time as I would have liked to get into the game. I'm trying to think where I'm at in the showcase mode. I want to say I'm either at the match where it's Jamal and Rosie against AOP or the one after it.
Okay. The one that was stupid hard was the Money in the Bank.
I can imagine.
I don't know why. To unlock Tamina, that was stupid hard. Oh, man. Oh, hey, wait. We got a caller on the line here.
Oh.
All right, Mr. Producer, go ahead and pull up our next guest. Who do we have? Oh, wow, Nick!
What the heck is he doing here?
What's going on, fellas? How you guys doing? Long time no see, no talk, Mr. Monroe. I talked to you recently, Mr. Wizard, but how you guys doing tonight?
Doing pretty good.
Pretty good. We just talked about your favorite subject.
And that is?
The WWE Hall of Fame.
Listen, I won't come on here and poop on it tonight. That's not the time or place right now. But if there was a physical building, I would buy more into it. So I'm never really upset with who doesn't get in, who does. I would have liked to seen Demolition go in this year, but I couldn't be happier for Typhoon going in with Earthquake as the natural disasters. CZ and I got to meet Fred Ottman last spring at a show, and he was nothing but great. So having that close interaction with him and getting named Hall of Fame this year is pretty cool, So I won't poo-poo on it in that way, but I just wish they'd build a building and have a Hall of Fame. It would just make so much more sense, but that's neither here nor there.
Agreed.
So Nick, we're talking about WWE 2K, and I know you and I have some experience there from last year's version, going through GM mode, and I'm excited to get to do that again with the new one with you.
Yeah, that's kind of always been my thing with video games, and I'm not poo-pooing on video games. Like, I appreciate them. I just never have really been a gamer. I played a lot of Madden in college football when I was younger, and I still will occasionally with my kids. But I'm not near. I don't invest the time that I used to. I don't play video games like I used to. But when I do play video games, it kind of got started when my son and I would play 2K, NBA 2K, and you can have dynasties on there and manage teams and stuff. Like, I dig that part of the game. Like, I love the GM mode. When CZ's come over and we've played it before, I love the GM mode. I love the booking of the shows and the matches and doing this and doing that and the different things you have to do. That's what I dig about the game. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most on this game when I get to see or play the new one that just came out this week for the world, but last week for you guys who ordered the pre-order. But I know you guys both dig it. I'm really excited for the GM mode.
I haven't fooled around with the GM mode yet. I fooled around with everything else except for the GM mode. By the way, Nick, I want to make a comment. Why the heck do you look like Macho Man Randy Savage right now?
I've always had a beard. CZ, I think, would attest to that. Like,
I think it's the glasses, though. Like,
I've just always had a beard, and the glasses. These are my sunglasses. Like, I wear them all the time. I love them. They're just kind of part of the gimmick, I guess. They're always a fixture. I mean, if I was an action figure, they would come with the glasses. I mean, I can take the glasses off if you want me to. But and the hair, I this is the longest I've ever had my hair. I've just grown it out. Last real haircut I had was pre-COVID. So to put that in perspective for you. So I used to have my hair probably shorter than what CZ has right now. That was kind of what I had for several years. And then I'm like, you know what? Why not? I'm bored. So I'm kind of like Samson from the Old Testament. I can't cut it. I'll lose all my strength. I'll use all my mystique, I guess.
I like that you bring up my haircut currently. My hair used to be longer than Nick's is now.
Yeah, it did.
When I was ring announcing back about 10, 12 years ago.
Yep, it did. It did. And my hair, I mean, I'm incredibly blessed with to have hair. And I always said, I'm going to have hair as long as I can. If I ever bald, hey, it's no shame in it. I'll just buzz it off and boom, I'll be bald. But I'm incredibly blessed with the hair that I have. That's for sure.
Right. Well, man, we appreciate you. It's about time you came on the round table.
Hey, I know. I've been a no-show for several times, but here I am in the darkest hour. We've got some severe weather coming our way, but it looks like it won't be here for probably another half hour or so. So I'm keeping an eye on. That's what I'm keep looking up at the radar that keeps playing. But yeah, I'm here. What do you guys want to talk about? I'll talk about anything wrestling. What do you want to talk about?
All right. Well, let's talk about how about we just got through talking about Lex. What's your thoughts on Lex Luger finally going into the Hall of Fame?
Okay, if we're just basing it on his WWF run, I don't think he gets in. But the fact that WWF swallowed up WCW and all that when they purchased them, he's a first ballot. I mean, I think you could consider Lex Luger as a Mount Rushmore for World Championship Wrestling. I don't know if you want to talk Mount Rushmores or tonight, or not, but like
we will. I don't care.
He's one of four guys that I think of when you mention WCW. He's the first guy I immediately think of when you say U.S. champion. That's the guy that comes to my mind is Lex Luger as a U.S. champion. Now, I know Lex went on to win world titles in WCW, so I'm not trying to sell him short of that, but he will, like flashcard memory, Lex Luger, I'm going WCW U.S. champ. That's the first thing I'll say now. And now that he's going in, I'll say WWE Hall of Famer. But very deserving, and I'm very I haven't had a chance to meet Lex. I did get a piece signed by Lex by some buddies that were at a show. And I'm incredibly glad Lex has had this recovery with DDP. It seems like he can stand up out of his wheelchair. He's not fully walking yet, but he's getting there. But Lex will admittedly say he was a dick to the fans when he was going through. He didn't appreciate the business as much as he should have. And now that he's like at all these shows and doing all these things and seems to have turned like a 180 in his life, I'm extremely happy for him. And I'm happy anytime these legends go in, I hate to be morbid here, and they're still alive. It's really cool to see. Like I mentioned Fred Ottman, it's going to be really cool to see. Who were we just talking about? Slipped my mind here.
Lex Luger.
Yeah, to see Lex Luger go into the Hall of Fame and be there for there he is, CZ and I, we go to Waterloo every summer. And for the past couple of years we have, and they have their Hall of Fame weekend there. And it's really cool. Legends come back and they have an indie show, and it's just a big meeting of wrestling fans. It's cool. I'd encourage anybody to go. It's a blast. You're going to enjoy it. And I've really got an appreciation for the legends after my 3 years of going up there. I've always appreciated them, but getting to experience them really up close and talk to them for longer than, you would a normal wrestler, and getting to ask questions like you've always wanted to ask. And they're cool. They're not standoffish by any means. And it's so neat. A show I was watching the other night, I just watched a lot of random stuff on Peacock. It was WCW Slamboree 94. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's the last WCW show before Hulk Hogan makes his first WCW appearance. It's like a night of legends. I think it's in Pittsburgh. And they bring out all the living legends of wrestling in 1994 that were still alive. And I'd have to go back and look at all of them. I don't know if any of them are now, to put it that way. And it just kind of reminded me of Waterloo and stuff and legends. So seeing Lex get to really, live out his sins, we've all got skeletons, whatever, to see him kind of come back, from being associated with Elizabeth's passing to being so accepted by the fans and being able to see it and not be passed away. It's cool to see Lex grow into that legend role.
A true legend role. I have to agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the thing I will always remember Lex for, I love him to death, but this shirt's too tight. You know which promo I'm talking about?
Are you talking about like the polo shirts?
No, it was a wrestling shirt. What was it? Someone asked him something, and he just goes, "I don't know. Shirt's too tight." And he starts tugging at the shirt during the middle of this promo. If I had the video, I would
I'll have to look for that. I'll look for that. I definitely will.
I'll send it to you if I find it. But that's one of my favorite Luger videos. I'm like, this is the best promo he's ever done.
I mean, I totally dug the Lex Express. You know, SummerSlam. That was SummerSlam '94, right? I totally dug that. Or was it '93? Was it '93 or '94, guys? '93.
I don't think it was 93.
I think it was 94.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I totally dug that when he, was on the deck of the USS Intrepid on July 4th and slammed Yokozuna. Like, Lex was there for America, and the Lex Express. You look back on it now, and it's cringeworthy, but that's what makes it great. Like, we were so caught up in it in the moment. Maybe it's because the age we are. I think we're similar in age. Joe, you may be younger than us two old heads by a few years, but that's what I associate with, like, I'll say Lex Luger, WWE Hall of Famer, WCW US champion, and the Lex Express. That's exactly what I'll think of. And there's nothing wrong with that. That Lex Express, dude, it's over 30 years ago. Close to 30 years ago, and people still talk about it,
Be nice if they got the Lex Express up and running.
I wish Lex would have a ceremony and hand it off to Cody. Since, Cody's the American Nightmare, that'd be kind of cool.
He's got his Mobile, dude. What are you talking about?
Well, I know, but that's the Lex Express, man.
True.
Now,
true.
Nick, come on. You got to be honest with us. We all know your favorite version of Lex Luger was the narcissist. Come on.
Okay.
You know what? I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it because at that time I did not have access to WCW, so I was all pro WWF. And so I'm like, wow, Lex Luger's coming over. That's a big get for WWF. So I wasn't like a huge fan of it. I didn't think it was horrible by any means, but I was just excited that WWF was able to go poach one of the big guys from WCW.
Right. Well, here's the question. We know Luger was a horseman for a while, and he asked Cody asked him who he wanted him to induct him into the Hall of Fame, and Luger goes, "Well, it has to be Sting." I mean, that's not a question. That's not even a question. So, speaking of the Stinger, would you consider Sting as a horseman?
No. I know he had a provisional maybe here or there. But before Luger was a horseman, he had so many ties with Sting. They tagged so many times. They had each other's backs. Like, it totally makes sense for Sting to do it. And I hope Sting's able to do it. Now, if Sting's not able to do it, and then there's a horseman that needs to do it, then that's cool. I get that. But I think everybody would understand if he has Sting do it. I think that's the first person I thought of when I thought who's going to induct him. I'm like, it's got to be Sting.
Right. And Sting technically being a free agent per se, since he's retired. Again, he's just hitting up. He was just in Lexington this past week, and I didn't go. I should have, but I didn't. This is going to be his last round doing cons, and I think if anybody, I think WWE is toying with this because I was saying to CZ earlier, they're bringing up some old Sting matches for crying out loud. Like on Facebook, they just re-released his match with, I think it was just his entrance where he faced Triple H at Mania.
Is that over on the WCW Vault page?
No, it was on the WWE Facebook page. They posted.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, this has to be an old one. No, posted 3 hours ago. I'm like, don't tease me like that. Do not tease me like that. Because if you sign another Legends deal, the figure collector in me is like, my God. Yep, here we go. Let's do it. More Sting figures. That's what we need.
I hope it's Sting. And if it's not, I'm really anxious to see who they get. I really am, because I think, Sting's probably the one who Probably one running buddy who probably, still get up there and do it. You know what I mean? Like, I hope it's Sting. I really hope it's Sting.
It should be a man called Sting. I agree.
Yep.
Yes.
But if not Sting, I think it has to be Dallas Page.
Oh, without a doubt.
Then there you go. There's your two options, and that's it. No other people should be considered but those two. And if it's either one will do great in their role.
Right. Because, I mean, if you look, we were talking about this with Rusty. Look what Page has done with Razor. Look what he's done with Jake. And now he's doing it with Lex. Look what he did with Abdullah the Butcher for a while.
He did it with Stephen Briggs, the former American male and member of Raven's Flock. Yeah, absolutely turned that guy's life around.
And
so
look what he just did recently for Buff Bagwell.
For sure.
Yep.
For absolutely sure.
I feel we can probably go ahead and say DDP is like the guardian angel of WWE legends.
Yes, the guardian angel, but not the tacky guardian angel gimmick in World Championship Wrestling with Big Boss Man as the guardian angel.
No, not that one. No.
Not that guardian angel, but I knew what you meant, Joe. I just wanted to throw out there we're not trying to be the guardian angel gimmick that WCW had once upon a time. But no, you're right. DDP in a world, in a business where it's so much backstabbing and he said, she said, and grudges people can't get over. Here's DDP being the best person he could possibly be, being a great example, not only for, just everybody, wrestling fans, but everybody, he's well respected. It's hard pressed to find anybody to say a bad thing about him. Right. He doesn't have that, that past, that so many wrestlers do. And he doesn't have, he's still here. He doesn't have that tail, with drugs, he's able to take this fitness thing to the whole next level. He's able to save some lives along the way too. So yes, he is the guardian angel of the professional wrestling world.
And his positivity is just infectious is what, sorry. It's not just a gimmick. Positively Page is not just a gimmick. That's who he is. And I follow him on Instagram. He says some pretty inspiring stuff, even especially for me going through a fitness journey like I am a weight loss journey. It talks about things like changing your mindset. And you look at Jake, you look at Lex and everybody that we've mentioned, he's helped them change their mindset, not just their physical abilities.
I think another thing I remember, I agree with what you said, but this goes back to talking about Lex Luger, how far he's come. Lex Luger was fully independent and living on his own all this time. He does everything on his own, which is pretty remarkable, knowing the severity of his injury. So him being able to do this is bettering his life already. This was a guy that wasn't given very long to live with how bad that injury was, and here he is proving people wrong. And you know why? Because DDP's in his corner, DDP's in his ear, DDP is showing him the way, and I think DDP should be commended for all this stuff that he's done, not just for the wrestling world, but for pro wrestlers.
Yes.
I just thought of someone else that would be able to induct Lex if Sting or DDP couldn't do it. Nikita Koloff.
Nikita Koloff?
Because him and Nikita are very, very close.
Sure. Yep. I wouldn't have a problem with that. They feuded over that U.S. belt. They went up and down the roads together. I would not have a problem with that one.
No, that'd be very, very apropos.
They came down for a church thing in my hometown, about 10 years ago or something like that. And they're the best of friends, I think, still to this day.
Good.
So I think that would be another candidate, 100%.
Hey, CZ.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look, but the Lex Express is about ready to run you over.
I told him, I was like, I'm surprised you don't have the Lex Express behind you. And he goes, hang on. Doop. No, I didn't.
What's our next topic?
We were talking about 2K. Next topic, honestly, we was going to make dealer's choice. We're just sitting here shooting the bull. No, not you, Nick, but
I know what you mean. You're all good, man.
But sitting here just talking about wrestling, just random wrestling stuff that comes to our heads, just people chilling out, having a great time, talking about anything, wrestling related.
So I want an opinion on this.
Okay.
We had 2 cage matches this week.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was better?
Ross.
Nick?
I'll make the argument. I don't think you could argue them because one's on a pay-per-view and one's on an episodic television. I don't know if it's fair to compare them because Ospreay and Fletcher was the blow-off. Just like we knew that was the blow-off. The cage was the blow-off. Just like we knew Toni Storm and Mariah May was going to be the blow-off. I didn't mind the ending of Raw's cage match. I liked them both. I really did. I can't really poo-poo on any one of them that much. I liked them both. For a Netflix Raw match, it was a good main event. I think we all knew how it was going to end with someone showing up. We didn't realize that, by him doing what he did, he helped Rollins win. Rollins sneaks one back from Punk. I enjoyed the Ospreay Fletcher match, but I feel it's only going to be remembered for one thing. That's my fear with that match. I don't have that fear with the Mariah May match and Toni Storm match that was also given 5 stars by Uncle Dave, along with that cage match. I think that match will stand the test of time. And, women's match of the year so far, yes. It might make a lot of top 10 lists for any match of the year. It was that good. They were kind of screwed over on time. They only got 13 minutes. And man, did they tell a story in 13 minutes. And man, did they blow off a feud. And man, did they really do it. I thought it was amazing. That was my best match on the card. What cage match was better? Man, I don't know. I liked them both. I really did. And I don't like to be that person, but I liked them both for different reasons. And it wasn't because of the big Spanish fly move. And it's before that. I liked what they did. But in that aspect, that seems to be AEW's thing. Hey, when we need a big match or something to go over, everybody's got to bleed. And they're going to pigeonhole themselves into a corner, and people are going to catch on. They did it twice in this pay-per-view. I mean, they should have just had a bunch of blood in one match, not 2.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the old adage, all the vets say, pay attention to what's going on in the card so you don't repeat it when you go out there, right? That's kind of what I felt like, because if correct me if I'm going down the wrong path here, but I believe Toni Storm and Mariah May went first before Ospreay and Fletcher, right?
They were.
Okay. So not only did they get shorted on time, they bled first. I would have liked to have seen less blood out of Ospreay and Fletcher than what I saw.
Right. Honestly, excuse me. Go ahead, CZ.
I was just going to say, Nick and I were talking about this on Sunday after the pay-per-view, talking about Mariah May and Toni Storm. Is that officially the first women's match to get 5 stars?
In the United States, it is.
Yes.
And you know why I don't put too much stock in the ratings? Because I thought Rhea Charlotte from 39 night 1 was the best women's match I've ever seen.
Yes, I would have to agree with that.
Yeah,
I would put it slightly above Toni Storm and Mariah May. That's how strongly I feel about that match. He didn't give it 5 stars. Who cared? I think it's better. So in my book, it is a 5-star match. So in my book, it's the second 5-star match. And I know there was some good matches on NXT, I think, between Bayley and Sasha. I'm not going to – I don't think I've even seen those. I haven't seen that match recently. I haven't seen it when it happened. I haven't seen it recently to really discuss it. But I can talk about those other ones. Like Rhea Charlotte is – it's a top 10 greatest match in Mania. It's the greatest women's match that I've ever seen, and it happened at Mania, so it's got to be a top 10 match.
Agreed. Well, here you talked about Rhea. What do you all think about this triple threat thing they got going on? They essentially set up 2 triple threats in one night.
Well, at least one of them means something, Joe.
True.
At least one of them means something. Like, if they, the only way I would ever have this go down, or this Rollins, Punk, and Roman thing is, I'm guessing what you're, foreshadowing to or alluding to there.
Yeah, that would be the second
one. If the winner of that, say that's the main event of night one, and the winner of that gets put in the match with Cena and Cody. Okay, I'll buy that. I like that. There's a reason to have that 3-way. This 3-way seems to me, we've kind of written you guys all close together. I guess you guys all need to be in a match together. What are we fighting for? Just on the card. Like, what is this where we get, when do we get, the biggest thing I took away from that cage match, Joe, from Monday night was the Paul Heyman and CM Punk discussion. Like, when I tune in now and those guys are on, I want to know what the favor is going to be. That's what I am interested in. That's what I was looking forward to. Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber was so good, I didn't have to think about that. But now I'm thinking about it again. I want to know what that favor is. So I'm intrigued. I just don't want it to be a 3-way for no reason.
Right. And that's I think what a lot of people it's alluded to it since Rumble. It really has.
If you were wanting my opinions on the women's side, I'm thrilled Io Sky is put into this match, because if she wasn't, I don't know if she's on the card. So I'm fine with this being a triple threat.
Same. Because I think both all women involved, not necessarily Rhea. Hey James, how you doing, buddy? Not necessarily Rhea Ripley herself, but I think Io and I know that Bianca don't have that many fans out there, but I think Bianca needs this Mania moment as well, just those two, and to share that with Rhea Ripley, who, in my opinion, is up there with Toni Storm as being probably one of the best women's wrestlers today, if not of all time. Having that moment with her, I mean, come on, that's a no-brainer. That's going to be a great match. I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's gonna. I think it will steal the show. I assume it's going to be on night one. I don't know. That's how I would book it right now. If I had to fill out a card, I'd put that on night one.
The heck with the odd couple love triangle with Punk and Rollins and Roman. I want to see that as the main event of night one.
Well, if the winner
happen, but that's what I
may not. Yeah, I don't know what that's interesting. That's interesting, but I honestly don't care, and I mean this in a good way, who wins that 3-way, because like I can get behind all 3 of them. Like, their matches are great to watch. They're pros. They know what they're doing, and they're doing it at the highest level. So I'm cool with all 3 of the participants in that match. I really am. You kind of got to look at it like this. Like, Rhea's so over. She really doesn't need it. I put Rhea above Charlotte all time. And I would put Toni Storm in that conversation too. I think Charlotte. Absolutely. I think Charlotte. I'll say this: Charlotte's like Tiger Woods. She had an incredible run, and then the injuries came, and then age caught up, and then everyone else caught up, and you just don't stand out anymore. That's Charlotte Flair, in my opinion.
Right. Derek Sharp brought up a good point. Hopefully Sky wasn't placed into that to take the fall. I agree. I hope not either.
Same.
I really hope she's not, because Sky is 100%. She's up there in a conversation with today's women's wrestling. I think she's a little overlooked, and she deserves.
Well, then who takes the fall in that match? I mean, I don't think it's a diss to any one of those three who takes the fall. You're on the Mania card. You know, I don't think it's a diss, but who do you think takes the fall?
Bianca.
Now, does Bianca take the fall because Jade Cargill finds out that she was pulling the strings and comes in and interferes?
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I think Bianca's going to be taking the fall.
That's fine. That fall doesn't hurt. That fall doesn't hurt Bianca. It just advances her to her next storyline. And you know what I mean? Like that. I don't think taking a fall in that match would be a problem for any one of those three, because they're going to be able to bounce right back from it.
But I see what Derek's talking about. They just put EO in there. Well, yeah, we're going to put her in there because she needs something. Well, she needs something, and we're just going to have her be the jobber in this match.
I think the WWE honestly kind of maybe listened to the fans on this one. Yeah. EO's got a big backing. She really absolutely does.
She's had a big
and I think maybe, hey, guys, we need to get her on the card, now. Find a way. Well, let's hot shot the belt. Let's hot shot the belt. Let's make it a three-way. Okay. And I think they did it right. I think they did it right. And win, lose, or draw, she's walking into Mania as champion.
Not many people can say that.
Bingo. And you're fighting two of the biggest names in the industry today. Bingo. Boom. She's made. Win, lose, or draw. It's all good.
Yeah. Honestly, I would have been okay if it was just her and Rhea.
Yeah.
And Bianca would have done something else. This could just be me not being the biggest Bianca fan. But I think with the whole Naomi Jade Cargill thing, I thought she was going to be doing something with that at Mania. But it don't make sense now since she won the Elimination Chamber.
Let me throw this question out there.
Keyword, hopefully. Yes. I agree. Hopefully not.
Yes. 100% agree with that. Nick, you mentioned Charlotte and Rhea from 39. Does this match have the potential to be better than that one?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Guess what? It's got another moving. This match will be better. Write it down right now. It'll be better than the main event of 35, which was Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and the Crayon Eater, Ronda Rousey.
We just lost Joe.
I was not expecting that. Dang it, Nick.
I was. I knew it was coming. And I didn't have a chance to warn you.
Oh, oh man. Never wrong, Nick Bull, ladies and gentlemen. Never wrong.
Hey, I call them like I sees them. Yeah, I think I'm seeing only if they give them the time. Yep, I think they're going to get the time.
Yeah.
I think they want us to remember Crayon Eater, or not to remember Crayon Eater, and they're going to showcase these women, and they're going to put on a incredible match, and there's going to be no interference needed because all three of these gals are going to be able to tell a story. They're going to work. They're going to have us hanging on every move. I cannot wait for this match. I'm really looking forward to this match, and was pumped when they made it a three-way.
Right. Derek, if you want to, man, call into the show. The link is in the description. We'd love to hear what you got to say.
I'll say this. Bianca is going to turn heel, and she's going to show Mercedes Moné how it's done. She's going to show how to be a heel, because Mercedes ain't getting it done. But that's neither here nor there. Let's keep talking WWE and WrestleMania.
Yeah. I mean, no offense. Someone posted, I did an AEW figure unboxing. I still can't believe I got it for that price, but it's on YouTube. Go check it out. Shameless plug.
What did you do? You did an unboxing?
Yeah, I did an unboxing. There was my wife got me. It was 11 figures for $50.
Wow.
Yeah, she found it, and I was like, You got what? She goes, yeah, I think you're going to like who it is. There was 2 CM Punk AEW figures in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's why you got it. Okay. But, they were pretty solid figures. I did a whole review on them. Go check it out on the
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, someone posted, hey, look, an AEW fan that's actually married. Now I've seen everything. I was like, oh, okay, troll. And I just went, I love wrestling. To me, these figures are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always going to be a hater in the room, but you just gotta ignore them, man. They're always there.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to like AEW. It's just some of the stuff. I've said it once. I will say it until he gets off of it. Tony needs to lay off the Colombian Bam Bam so bad and let someone else help run his company. If that will happen, he'll be all right.
Well, Shane McMahon wanted to come in and run the show, but he said no.
We'd love to have you on, buddy. Just hit us up one day. We'd love to have you on. Thank you for commenting.
Shane O'Mac wanted to come in and help run the company, and Tony allegedly ghosted him. So it's a power struggle, and you're letting guys like John Moxley go out there and do whatever they want, and that's what this whole Death Riders thing is, and it's played out. And the thing to end it was at Revolution. Like if Christian cashes in or if Edge wins, that's the greatest pay-per-view in AEW history, period.
But
it didn't happen. And so time marches on.
I just hope they don't NWO themselves.
I hope not. We'll find out. I mean, we've got Dynasty coming up. After that's Double or Nothing, then All In. They got some big shows coming up. So we shall see.
The limit is at All In. That should be the limit for the Death Riders. I know that's probably going over the limit for some, but to me, that right there's it right there.
Who do you see taking the belt off of Moxley?
I would see Christian.
Because I know for a while they were grooming Darby Allin to be that guy.
I would not. Here's my thing with Darbs. I aside from me wanting to see him on like an episode or part of the movie film's Jackass, because he would fit right in with him. Not calling him a jackass, I'm just saying with all the stunts that he does, he would fit right in with these guys. Yep. I would like to see Darby because he was one of those original people that came in since the start. I would like to see Darby because he's been a tag champion. He's been the TNT champion. Let's see him be an AEW heavyweight champion. And I would love to see him feud not with Jon Moxley. I want to see him feud with MJF.
Okay.
I'm fine with that, but when is he coming back? If he's coming back, I don't know when his mountain climb is.
I don't know either.
I don't know if AEW can afford to wait for that long.
I know he wants to do stuff outside of wrestling, and he was kind of fed up with it too. I don't blame him with the things that are going on. But yeah, I would love to see Darby Allin be AEW world champion. A lot of people want to crap on the guy, but I'm sorry. To me, when I think AEW, Darby Allin's one of the very first people I think of.
I don't have a problem with him if he became the world champion. I hope he's not taking it off Mox, only because I don't think they can afford to have Mox be the champion that long, just because we don't know when Darby's coming back. We know he was hurt, and we know he was going off to do this mountain climb. So if I knew when he was coming back, I would gauge it differently. But as of right now, I hope somebody else takes it off Mox. But I have no problem with Darby being the champion.
Yeah, I would say if they're going to do that, have Christian take it off Mox. Have Darby take it off Christian. That would be a good, I think, segue right there.
I'd be okay with that.
Time will tell.
Yeah. But anyways, back to WWE. That's my rant. Also, hey Tony, get rid of one of your 3 main shows. Put Ring of Honor on national TV. Thank you.
Amen.
I'm good. I will keep saying that until.
If AEW treated Ring of Honor like WWE does NXT, holy smokes, we'd be cooking with fire, boys. We would have another really good show to watch.
Yeah, I mean, we can watch it. I think it's on their app.
Yeah, it's behind a paywall.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
behind a paywall.
I guess you could say that for any streaming service. It's behind a paywall, but NXT's on CW. Most everybody gets that channel either over the air or through whatever you subscribe to. So like, I just wish Ring of Honor was looked after a little better and treated more than just what it used to be instead of what it could be.
Yeah.
Exactly. And even treat it as what it used to be, but give it a national audience.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
still do it. That's what I was hoping he would do. Like, hey, this is
Use it as your developmental. Use
Yeah.
it for the younger guys. Send a couple main roster guys and gals down there to work. Like, it's a
Get their main
formula. It
championship
works.
off of Chris Jericho.
Yes.
But
And I'm the biggest Jericho fan there's ever been. Get that belt off of him. He doesn't need it. Put it on somebody younger that's hungry and needs it.
Yeah. We'll see. Time will tell on that one.
so you mentioned CW. That used to be the WB. Let's go
Mhm.
back a little bit. Show my age here.
Yeah.
I was showing CZ, and CZ's like, how the hell did you do that? I was like, well, my faction thing. I explained it to him.
Sure.
But I unlocked the prototype, which we all know was John Cena's first wrestling persona. And I
Correct.
posted it, and people were like, man, he was that with OVW. I was like, yeah, I remember watching it on the WB network whenever. Oh, my God, I'm that old. Just going back and remembering watching OVW on the WB.
Oh, man.
Now NXT's on it.
Right.
So,
It goes full circle. Isn't that crazy?
well, OVW was on it. They had main event on there before it fully transitioned to the CW. Then now they got NXT. So, I would you say that the CW has always been a wrestling network?
Say, yeah, it's kind of catered to its fans over the years, has it not? Whatever program's available, they want to put money down on it. Like CZ will tell you this: NXT is my most looked forward to show every week because they're on fire right now. I think they've got some good stuff. The talent's good. The acting is like junior high theater, but that's good. That's good. I don't need the acting to be great. They're still learning. So like
Right.
the great matches, the great talent, the women's roster is loaded, and the crappy acting. I absolutely love NXT on Tuesday night. It's my favorite show to watch each week.
I agree. Well, gentlemen, is there anything else you all want to talk about tonight?
No, I appreciate, the door being open. I could come in here and sit down and get some stuff off my chest. I appreciate it. I hope I didn't talk too much. If I did, hey, you got me on a good night, I guess.
Oh, good, Nick. Thank you for coming on, brother. I appreciate you coming on.
No problem. No problem. I appreciate you guys. You guys are doing good stuff. CZ, you know it. You're doing great stuff. And Joe's done a lot for us for our show, and we appreciate that. We really do over at Card Subject to Change. So
Hey,
100%.
we're here to help each other out, brother. We want to see everybody succeed.
absolutely, man. Just like in pro wrestling, we can coexist. Be happy.
Exactly.
Be happy that there's grass to eat, right?
Exactly. Just be happy.
Yep.
And by the way, I think this is your debut on the WSN network because we're live on there too. So
Woo! We're having a living color.
Nick, brother, thank you for coming on. We appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, no problem, Joe. I appreciate it, and I'm sure we'll be back in the future.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'd love to see you back.
You better
man.
be.
Okay.
Whoa.
Ooh, I better be. Jiminy Christmas.
Hey, I know where you work.
You do.
far as
Hey,
podcasts
whoa,
go.
whoa,
I know
whoa,
where your
whoa.
podcast works go.
Hey,
That's
easy,
right. That's right.
Easy, CZ. No casting fireball and never wrong Nick Bull.
It's all good, man.
All
I
right,
do
Nick,
that
brother.
every Sunday night at 6:30 anyway.
Oh, good night, Irene. Okay. Nick, brother, we're going ahead and let you go. That way we can end things here, and we'll see you later. Okay, man?
All right, sounds good, my friends. Take care.
Thanks
All
for
right, see you,
stopping
Nick.
by, Nick.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Bull, never wrong Nick Bull, one half of Card Subject to Change with the Wizard CZ. Go check that out. CZ, what do you guys got going on over there?
Well, we are interviewing another Black and Brave graduate this weekend. His name is Carlos Oliva, the Guatemalan Dragon. I just want to put a shout out to our Facebook page, though, real quick. When
Go
I
ahead.
checked before the show, we were at 999.
Nice. One more way. Let's
If
go.
one more can like us, I'll be happy.
One more. Dude, that's impressive.
I was
proud
surprised.
of you guys.
We were stuck at 992 for a couple of weeks there, so I was pleasantly surprised when I saw that today.
Oh, hang on.
Pages-
You may get your 1,000. It's
the
a
page is Card Subject to Change podcast. The logo is a purplish pink oval with yellow lettering.
Hang on, I got you. I will put it here in the comment section. Here.
I appreciate that.
No, not Louisville. What? Not Louisville. I put in card. Dadgummit, not super card. Another paywall. Sorry, WWE. But I will put it here. We will go ahead and share this profile.
Beautiful.
Right here in the comment section. That way we can.
And I might on Sunday when we hit our show, when we do our live Sunday, I may just make a big announcement if we can stick to that 1,000 mark by the time we hit showtime.
Yep. And let's see who's actually looks like Mark. No.
Love you, Mark.
But he did. He beat me to it. He already put that in there. Proud of you, buddy. You're still not coming on. He's still highly upset about, the Cena thing. I thought he was going to do the 2K stuff, but he immediately retreated back with little Professor Bear, and yeah. Done and done.
Woo!
Looks like you guys hit 1,000.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Derek, so much
Thank you
for doing
the
that.
like. Check us out on Sundays.
Check you out on. Just check him out. 1K followers. We gotta let Nick know. We'll call Nick back later on. We'll give him a shout out. But thank you, Derek, for that. Thank you. Well, you got your great news. Great. Let's go ahead and end things on a high note. Congrats on the 1K, Derek Sharp. Thank you. We will definitely comment next time you come in. We might do this more often. I like people calling in. This is pretty cool. You never know who's going to come into the No Sell Roundtable. But I gotta get to bed. Got an early trip tomorrow. Watch some wrestling. Speak to a man who used to flap his wings with a bird named Frankie. And CZ is going to go cast some spells now.
Magic.
Oh, definitely. Well, until next time, folks, this is the Wizard CZ, and I guess you can call me the King Joe Monroe since he's the Wizard, and I don't know. Whatever you guys want to call me. We will see you next time. Next Friday. I don't know. We may do this again. I don't know yet. But we'll see you all later. Take care.
Have a good night.